Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Tangledeep, where we are now in possession of what I would describe as a ridiculously powerful relic weapon. Like, way better than the stuff I feel like we're supposed to be seeing at this point in the game. And so we're gonna work with this. We're gonna try to break the game open with this thing. Now, somebody helpful told me that our other legendary thing might have appeared in the bank. Ah, yes, indeed it did. Okay, thank you very much for that. Do we want to put this on? We want to put this on, right? Plus 18% dodge, plus 5% crit chance. Yeah, this is quite a bit better than our split mail. It doesn't have the damage reduction, but you know, 18% dodge is an awful lot of damage reduction. So, feeling pretty powerful now. Is the fisherman just around? Will he just let me do stuff like that whenever I want? I'm assuming... Okay. Welcome back, explorer. I take it you enjoyed my tale? Yeah, actually, it totally ruled. Well, in a way, you were really there. The relic you found, is it not in your bag? Yes, but how is that possible? How can I explain it? My stories are like great lakes through which you swim. When they end, you emerge from the waters. As you leave ripples in your wake, some of the waters bind to you as well. To put it another way, some of what you find in the story may be brought back here. Do you understand now? I did. I understood before, actually. I want to hear another story, too. I thought you might. Long have I sought a kindred spirit with whom to share these tales, and there are many more to tell. No two journeys are the same. They change with every retelling, and each has its own rewards and challenges. The mountain's ascent was the most simple story. Now, allow me to share with you the rest. So, I mean, we could... Hold on a second. We're gonna come back to this guy. We're gonna interact with his whole systems and whatnot. Let's go turn in the cube. Because there's another thing down here yet to unlock. Boy, the perspective on that cube is kind of wacky, huh? It looks like it's bent. Whoa, SB, what is it you have there? I can sense it. I can smell it. You've brought back science. This hunk of metal might be the last piece, the key to 1,000 mysteries. The cube has feelings, you know. Yes, I'll ask the cube nicely. In you go, little metal friend. Right, connect here, twist there, orange wire to the red port, and... Yes! It works, and I am the best! Okay, well, I hope that you and the cube can be very happy together. I just noticed that he has a robot foot. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having a robot foot. Behold, SB, a masterwork of the ancients, the Dreamcaster. Our lips are mere inches from the fizzling goblet of infinite knowledge. My friend, you have a beak. Could you maybe be a bit more clear? You already know what a magical place Tangledeep is. Flow weaves and winds everywhere, and the touch infuses all of us who visit. But there is something deeper. Adventurers leave their mark on the items they carry. All the ups and downs, the victories and defeats, each of them leave magical echoes in their trusty armor and weapons. Whether they sell the gear, lose it, or something worse, the items remain empowered with countless memories. Well, that's incredible. I find that literally incredible. Now, the Dreamcaster. I'm not entirely sure of how it works, but I do know that if we give it a weapon, armor, or accessory, and an Orb of Reverie, we can actually visit those memories inside the item. It's an item dream, a surreal world, a mishmash of all the places the item has been and all the monsters it has seen. There's not often any rhyme or reason to it. A dream world. Yes, but it is still very real and very dangerous. Inside the item dream, you'll find monsters, traps, and items just like in Tangledeep. But most importantly, you'll find a Memory King, a tough monster who can unlock the true power of the item. Defeat the Memory King, and your item will become stronger, with increased power and even greater potential. Well, that sounds pretty good. Anything else I should know? Well, the more powerful an item is, the longer and more dangerous the item dream will be. Some items are so powerful they change and bend the world of their dream. The Dreamcaster will guide you in these matters. The rules change sometimes, so keep your eyes open, but remember, the danger is very real, and if you fall in a reverie, your adventure is over. Again, this is a real like, Nintendo of America in the Super NES era way of wording this. You die. If you die in the dream, you die for real, is what he's trying to express. I really think that probably... Oh yeah, harvest food, absolutely. We got some star anise and a garnet leaf. I think a garnet leaf is just a gem. It's not like a real item. It's just a thing we can sell, or we could have the blacksmith guy turn into an item for us if we found him. And star anise is a spice. It does. So we haven't talked too much about food yet, but basically when you make food, you put in some ingredients and then you can also put in a spice. The ingredients determine what kind of food you get out, and the spice just adds an effect to it, no matter what the food type actually is. I really think that they probably should not have you should not be able to talk to the fisherman until you do this, because it feels like the fisherman's stories are just an evolution of the item dream idea. When we do an item dream, you'll see that it functions very similarly, with a lot of randomization and, you know, climbing up floors until you find the memory king and whatever. So, yeah, it feels real weird that we were able to do the one thing before the other. At this point, I'm not actually sure what the best way to advance is. Actually, never mind, hold on. While we were in the menu a second ago, I saw we had a bunch of job points. Let's learn the rest of our class abilities. Alright, so we have our Tier 3 passive bonus. Scrolls and Inkstorm deal bonus damage to adjacent enemies. We have our combat biography. Writes of your adventures in a mystical biography, expending all brushstrokes and summoning the book nearby. Picking up the book gives you back the brushstrokes and also one more. That's a super weird way for this to work, but okay. Calligrapher skills gain plus 50% damage for 8 turns after the pickup. So you cash it, you spend a little bit of energy to get a pretty significant buff to your ability, mostly to do physical, calligrapher skills. I'm still thinking of it as kind of a physical class. It is a weird sort of hybrid though, isn't it? Mostly I'm thinking, think how good that's going to be with Inkstorm. Alright, so now that we've maxed out our class, let's go talk to the turtle. Oh, hold on. Oh, Dorito thinks we are ready to achieve further mastery of our job. Yeah, once you cap out your job, in addition to Dorito offering weapon mastery trials, he also offers job trials. When you have learned every skill from a job, your journey is not yet over. There is yet more power to be unlocked. By undertaking 3 job trials and completing ever more rigorous challenges, you can earn an upgraded job emblem, granting you powerful bonuses. Job trials will scale to your current level, so you may attempt one whenever you feel ready. Maybe this would be a good thing to do right now, actually. Yeah, sure, I want to face a job trial. I'm ready for that. Sorry, I'm not ready for that. You need 500 JP. You'll be healed to full before it begins. During the trial, you may not use any abilities learned from other jobs. You must first unequip passives and masteries that are not calligrapher. You cannot use your corral pet. You'll be given a small flask, and you may only use a small number of consumables. I think that we should do that, but we need to go get a little bit more JP first. How short are we? Okay. Well, it's not too hard to earn that amount of JP. So I guess let's just go back into the dungeon for a moment. We'll try out our new axe a little bit. Let's learn some new rumors. Defeat Bane the Waterstalker in Cedar Caverns 5 for some reason. A spirit-linked runic garb. Honestly, I don't want to go back to Cedar Caverns 5. No thanks. That's just not an interesting rumor. How about capture a wild, untamed mad chemist in Old Amber Station? You know what? Sure. I remember the old chemist being a good pet, and this awards job points, so... Alright, we have all the rumors we are going to get. I have one left over for Old Amber Station, right? Yeah, just go find Locke the Cheat and kill him. Alright, do we have a mallet? Looks like the answer is no. So let's go get a mallet, so that we can knock out one of these chemists. Oh, I did in fact manage to find those rose petals. All that's left is to hand over a meal cooked with those rose petals, and we'll feed it to a couple of your monsters. Oh, and you're sure to find more rose petals. You can cook with them as often as you like. So yeah, we don't have any monsters yet that we would like to breed. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember a ton about how that whole system works, but what I want right now from you is a monster mallet. We'll get into monster breeding and stuff a little bit later. The later floors are actually very difficult. We've been flying through the game so far. That's going to come to an end at some point here. Alright, I think we've got everything that we really need. I suppose we ought to check with the merchants real quick before we leave town. They might have, yeah, like chicken dinners. And frankly, I'll buy legs of turkey. You can never have enough meat items. Lightning Brew's good. It's a good general purpose thing. What is Verdant Tonic? Verdant Tonic is instant stamina restoration. I don't think we need that. Reduces monster aggression. I don't really think I want that either. We'll just buy, like, the basic food stuff. Chocobar gives you a free turn and another 50 charge time on top of that, but remember, it costs you a turn to go into your food bag and eat the Chocobar. So you're not really getting a free turn. I think we're good. The Chocobar, you know what? I'll buy it because I remember that you want dessert type items for cooking sometimes. And do you have anything terribly exciting for me? Ooh, Scrolls of Teleportation. It's a real good get out of jail free card when you screw up in the way that I often screw up. This hydrating leather cap. I like the bonus flask healing. I think that's a cool trait, but we're not taking it over 10 strength. I will, however, buy a mint herb brew. Okay, so after you've reached the branching points in the dungeon, just going back into the mouth of the cave will let you warp to any branch. So let's just jump up to Duke Dirtbeak's den and then head into Old Amber Station. Now hold on, we're looking for a wild untamed mad chemist. Okay, it has a pack, capture the leader. We're looking for a particular old chemist. I'm a little worried that we're going to accidentally murder him because of our incredibly powerful weapon here. What is your deal? Well, well, another wandering soul. I thought I'd be alone in this serene place. Not that I mind the company. Since you're here, care to try an experimental potion? It might benefit a brave adventurer like yourself. Hey kids, PSA from your old buddy SB. If a stranger offers you a potion, or anything that they describe as experimental, turn around and run while screaming loudly. But, that said, I'm definitely going to drink this. Do as I say, not as I do. I gained the condition attractive. Let's be honest, I was already very attractive. So, a ton of health restoration, but the monsters are going to come running, screaming directly toward us. That's fine. Let's just cook ourselves up some campfire meat here. To be perfectly honest, this is probably a good thing. We're a bit more powerful than the monsters that we're going to be fighting, I think. So having them just like run directly at us is probably just going to make our lives a lot easier, and then we're going to be healing off their damage pretty effectively. This is a lot of healing per turn. Okay, I can see we're all just going to group up a little bit here. Let me at least fight inside my vapors. Okay, these enemies are very annoying, is what I'm learning. Stupid turning invisible guys. That bandit, for some reason, is not interested in me. Hey, buddy, we're fighting. I don't know if you knew that. And clearly he didn't. You know what? I will take another Pandora's box. Ooh. We got a Lucid Orb from it. So a Lucid Orb is... Let's talk about the orbs. There are so many systems in this game. Orbs of Reverie allow us to operate the item dream machine. We put in an item and an Orb of Reverie, and then we get sucked into the item. We do a dungeon in there, and if we defeat the item dream king at the top of the dungeon, it makes our item better. You can, instead of Orbs of Reverie, use Lucid Orbs to not just upgrade the item, but to give it specific bonuses. So this one will only work on a book, but it will give us a bonus to lightning damage. Books are caster-focused offhands. I think we have one. We have one that we just picked up. We haven't used them at all. But you can see, lowers your energy costs, increases your spirit power. I think it's a pretty good item if you're the kind of person who's all in on spirit power. So that's actually, I think, a pretty good Lucid Orb, and obviously there are a lot of different types of Lucid... darn it. Right, the crabs briefly disarm you. God, we hit way too hard. All of a sudden, I'm feeling a little overpowered. Oh, hey, is this our man? No, this is Captain Bradley the Knife. Chilled and Shadow Grasp. So that's not great for us. He's resistant to physical and 3 of the magic types, and very resistant to the other 2 magic types. How very unfortunate for us. Well, I guess let's start hitting him with stuff here. The bad news for him is that Chilled is actually going to work against him because he is not ready to fight a person who is wielding an axe of this power level. He does not want to be locked in here. Let's just wait for the shadow grasps to disappear. So we got ourselves some fruit leaf seeds, another set of rose petals. Rose petals are not... It's not going to be like, wow, my mind's blown, how did we get such rare loot? But they're rare enough that we don't want to waste them. We have to be smart about how we use them. But again, like, I think monster breeding is a little ways off. We're probably not going to have to worry too much about our supply for the moment. Okay, that's interesting. Is this our man? Nope, that's Locke the cheat. Locke, stop running from me. I'm gonna splash you with some water for some reason. Well, I think we should probably do this, even though that does put me in the lightning, because it gets me out of the poison gas, at least. And I mean, given the state of our magic versus the state of our weapons, it really doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense for us to use our magic against single targets. We should probably just hit him with the giant axe. So we found ourselves a Venom Ring of Explosions and Cleverness. My suspicion is that this is actually going to be pretty okay. So plus 15% poison damage dealt, we don't do any poison damage. Using an item causes an explosion, dealing 30% weapon damage as physical to adjacent enemies, plus 10 guile, plus 4 to all core stats. That's probably better than our Frost Ring of the Wolf. I mean, I like the of the wolf trait, but plus 10 guile is a significant increase in our crit chance, and then plus 4 all core stats is also pretty good. And frankly, I think monsters deal poison damage to you a lot more than they deal water damage, so the resistance here is better as well. Yeah, even though we do sometimes do water damage. I think that was the right move. Okay, this is just some guy, Sandor Bolton. Well, he's having a little bit of trouble with his bombs. He has laid out these... Okay, these are the thorns being spawned by my armor. These are not a hostile effect. Okay, man, we are getting an awful lot of Orbs of Reverie. We picked up bomblets. That's a thing I've not seen before. What is a bomblet? I'm assuming it's a consumable item that we throw at people. Yep, blast a small area with mini explosions, dealing physical damage based on 25% of current health. I mean, my current health? Probably my current health, not the enemy's current health, because that would... You want... It's very dangerous to make things scale with those. Okay, if you remove an ability from your hotbars, you'll also lose any buffs or summons from that ability. Oh, okay. This is a weird moment for me to be receiving that piece of information. Maybe it felt that the bomblets were going to have me removing stuff from my bars. Armando, the armor seller. Well, it's hard for me to imagine you're going to have armor for sale that's better than the stuff I have. He has some cool things here, though. I'm a pretty big fan of Mirror Plate, which has, all Mirror Plate has a 25% chance to reflect magic. But 18% dodge, and all, like, we're probably not taking off this armor for a little while. We'll run into stuff that's better. We're not done leveling up our armor, but this is definitely going to be our armor for a few levels at least. How are we doing on job points? 541. Okay, let's head back and do the job trial. I want to see what our job emblem actually does. Okay. What else should I know before starting? During a job trial, you will not earn any stuff, but you can still die. Job trials will scale to your level. As you get stronger, so too will the trials become more difficult. You can exit using the escape portal, but you will be unable to return. Once the trial has ended, you will receive you get all your stuff back. Okay, I will face the trial. Let's do it. I think we are in a pretty good place to do one of these at the moment. We are very strong relative to our level. So find and destroy all 4 trial crystals. Defeat in the trial is like defeat in the dungeon. Again, it's death. Death is what they mean. The word in red. The word defeat in red is death. So we did get to bring in our existing gear and our existing consumables. We're only allowed to use 4 consumables in here. Keep in mind, we do have some pretty good stuff, including, I think, 2 campfire roasted meats. So hopefully we'll be able to muddle through this with our ridiculously powerful axe. And we have a 5-charge flask to go along with our consumables. The trial crystals are, their positions are somewhat randomized. I believe the trials mostly take place in approximately the same room. Like it's the same shape from trial to trial, but the positions of the crystals are a little bit randomized. So there's one. Alright, we wanna be smart here. Okay, so I can't shoot the spell past the wall. I'm not really sure what the best way to set up... I'm having a little bit of trouble conceptualizing what the best way to set up our stuff that we summon with our spells is. Because I'm playing it like I always want to be hitting with the spell, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe I want the buffs more than I want the damage. Okay, let's put down the water, and then move into it. Because we do have to be pretty careful about our health in a job trial. We do have night shovels, but a night shovel is a consumable item. So we have to be wary. We have to be careful using it. Because we only get so many, and we don't have any brush strokes right now. So, I mean, really, nothing to do except to mash this dude in the face with our axe. It sure would be cool if he would miss all of his attacks, you know? Okay, Crystal 2. So every time we see a group of enemies, we have to think to ourselves, is this worth pushing into? I think we're going to go for it here. So I have a free move. Do that with our free turn, and then move into the mist. Okay, magic fountain. Good thing to find. I remember axes hit all adjacent enemies, so this kind of situation is not really all that dangerous. Let's go ahead and glide out of that nonsense. And then we may as well poke them with magic as they're reapproaching us. Okay. Tell me there's another crystal up here. I'm not actually sure if the rules are that that there's always one crystal in each quadrant. I suppose knowing that would really help our decision making. So far this has been pretty easy. The monsters are hitting for an amount that is large enough to be scary, but also we're hitting for a much larger amount. Let's glide over all this lava. Okay, that's a good find. Looks like the monsters are fighting over there, maybe. Or just jumping around for no reason. Also possible. Okay, I had to check that. I had to make sure that we had vision of that square at some point. Oh yeah, these guys pull you in. Well, I guess we're fighting now. I don't know if this was a smart move on your part there, little dude. I definitely don't want to be in here. That's a problem. He's gonna just keep doing that, huh? Okay, he pulled us in. That probably works in our favor. Alright, we're handling it so far. Aha! Alright, one left. I want to position myself in a way that makes sense for this. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure that we have to fight these guys, because they teleport away so much. Oh, there it is. Aha! By overcoming the job trial, a new bonus may be added to your Calligrapher's Bronze Job Emblem. This bonus is permanent and can never be changed or removed. Picking up your combat biography grants 33% dodge for 10 turns. That seems really cool. Or basic attacks deal plus 15% damage while dual wielding. Yo, those are both actually really great. I'll tell you, I'm inclined to take the passive always on thing just because it works even when my brain is not doing a great job at the game. Whereas this one, I have to remember that it exists to really take advantage of it. That said, we should. Combat biography seems like a really good skill. Anytime we're thinking, I would like to do the, what do you call it? The Inkstorm, we want a combat biography first if we can. And that really is a lot of dodge. I think I'm going to take this. 33% dodge is so much. What a huge amount of mitigation. So, we look at... Where's our emblem? Is it in my gear? Yeah. Okay, oh, that's right. We have an emblem slot, because we can only have one emblem equipped at a time, but we could potentially get them from multiple jobs if we bought enough items. So +4 core stats as long as you're a calligrapher, and also that thing. And we can do another job trial to earn a better quality one that'll have those bonuses on it, but also more stuff. What would be the cost of doing another job trial? Is it another 500? No, it's 1,000 this time. Okay, and it'll be the same thing. All right, and we could just trash the emblem if we wanted to make a different choice, but we'd have to do the job trial again, obviously. Discover the bandit storeroom from the fungal caves. No thanks. Anything else? Capture a wild, untamed bog frog in those fungal caves. I don't really want to go to the fungal caves, is the thing. A weapon in your possession is imprinted with the memory of a mighty foe, the Lightning King. Enter your scimitar through the Dreamcaster and defeat him. To gain the Elemental King's essence, which is an interesting thing. You know what? Sure. I'll take that. I'll take that. Maybe we'll just go do that right now. So the Shining Dazzle Leaf is just going to produce gems, I guess. Leaves that are effectively gems. None of our trees have really grown into their truest, most beautiful forms. They get pretty big, and some of them look really impressive. Alright, let's do that thing. Let's enter our scimitar. Did they... Wow, I need to sell some garbage. We have a lot of trash in our inventory. Holy crap. Alright, is it the Vicious Scimitar of Darkness? Because I didn't see... Yeah, I don't see just a scimitar. Also, how long have we had a Vicious Scimitar of Darkness? That's actually like a pretty cool item. We might want to equip that in the future. I think this is the one. So let's go ahead and go in there. We can't use the Lucid Orb on it, obviously, because it's not a book, but we can go in here. Guaranteed upgrade plus 30 power. And we can throw in some gold for a chance to get an extra magical magical quality on top of the power bonus and all the stuff that it already has on it. What would be the maximum amount of gold we can put in? 1,119? You know what? I'll do that. Maybe we can offhand a scimitar. Axe and scimitar. Alright. So this is a real place where we do have to be a little bit careful. Glurp, 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 glurpieto. Very resistant to fire, a little bit resistant to shadow. He has Whirlwind and Shadow Grasp. So, if you're wondering why I saw the very cool scimitar and then didn't equip it, just in case it wasn't clear, we can't be inside of an item while we're holding it. Even if I had equipped it, it would have unequipped it when we went inside. I was really hoping this dude would just like walk over to us. There we go. Take that. It's just a normal rope strap. So this ground type here is Deadly Void. I'm trying not to walk on it because it deals damage to us constantly. A Hardshell Snapper. Okay, not terribly dangerous. Yeah, I don't think any of that stuff's actually worth taking damage for. We will, however, check this out. And this is going to work a lot like that that story that we were being told. So here we have an item dream crystal in the area that it is projecting the green glowy bits. Abilities cost half as much stuff. That's pretty okay. That seems like a fine thing. I guess the smart way to do this would be to just walk over this one tile and then glide from here. And we're just looking for the stairs. Also, I'm just walking in the void for no reason. Man, I really like the music in this game. Oops, that's the wrong movement key. Okay, the stairs. We should probably look around a little bit. The Lightning King Plunderer. Okay, that's the man. I was gonna say we should probably look around a little bit before we go upstairs to make sure we don't miss our Lightning King. Let's use food items here. You gotta remember to use the button that just takes you to the food items. Also, when we find a place where the ground is less hazardous, we should probably use that Butler spell. There's no sense in just having a Butler spell in my inventory. He is lightning vulnerable. Let's hit him with the lightning. Should try to remember to take advantage of that. Okay, Splint Mail of Serenity. The Elemental King's Essence is the thing I'm most interested in. What exactly is this? Grants 30% lightning damage and 50% lightning resist for 25 turns. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a thing we'll hold on to for the future. It's possible that the rose petals are less rare than I was thinking, because there sure do seem to have been a lot of them already. And then you'll notice some of the items have the word dream in front of their name. Like this is a Dream Knight's shovel, this is a Dream Lightning Brew. Anything that has the word dream in front of its name will not come out of the dream with us, so we may as well use it before we leave. I'm actually going to grab this, and this, and this, and then we can glide out of here. Yeah, man, of all the really powerful item types to get one of, an axe was a pretty good pull. Alright, melee attacks gain plus 50% damage. Hey, that's a real double-edged sword there. Oh, there's a little tree in that space. I cannot move to the right. Man, there sure is a lot of unfriendly void around here. Okay, monsters explode at 0 health. Let's maybe not have that crystal around. Sometimes, in the item dream, there'll just be monsters that like you. So this Crabbid will fight on our side. I mean, I appreciate the help, I suppose. Well, it's probably the stairs are not to the right. Let's go the other way. It's going to be the least damaging way to do this. I guess step here, here, and then glide this way. Sometimes you can find like wooden planks that let you can lay down stuff over the top of the void, which, in a very real sense, doesn't make any sense at all. But you don't always have to be taking all this damage. Get him, Crabbid! Wow, that is the opposite of getting him. Our Crabbid ungot him as much as is possible. Huh. Back down to the first floor. Why are there multiple stairs back down to the first floor? Listen, item dreams are weird. That's just a thing that's going to happen sometimes. They're going to be weird. Okay, hold on. We're going to combat biography. And then I'm going to step out of here. So wait, did it... Summoning the book nearby... Okay. So I don't actually get to control the space that it goes into. I thought I was selecting the drop space, but I am not. Okay. Well, that's inconvenient. In a place where the ground is made of void. Now we have our combat biography, and we're super great. And then we do an ink storm. And it does so much damage. Holy crap, it really did do so much damage. Did you drop anything cool? Oh, that's my scimitar. Okay, we defeated the Memory King, retrieved the newly upgraded item. That was a really short one. They're usually a little bit longer than that. The length and difficulty, of course, is based on the power level of the item. So we're dealing with some pretty low tier stuff right now. It would be nice to upgrade our axe in this way to go inside its item dreams and wake it up a little bit, but I'm concerned that the dream would be way too hard for us to handle at the moment. Okay, milk. Milk is a good thing to have. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Wait, I see lootables up there. Loot something real fast. Nope, there wasn't even anything in that crate. New magic mod added, the Wolf. So now it is a Vicious Scimitar of Darkness and the Vicious Scimitar Plus of Darkness and the Wolf. Let's equip that, because it's probably better than the leather crop we have in our offhand. Probably like a lot better. So 288 shadow damage. We do like a weapon that does shadow damage. Let's unfavorite? Oh, because it was paired with my weapon, I think, so it was marked as a favorite. Okay, so now we have an offhand that just deals shadow damage. Has a chance to add shadow vulnerable, and then we have a shadow spell that also does that. This has a weapon power of 288, well this was 162, so yeah, we are way stronger than we were at the beginning of the last episode. Like, crazy stronger. And that's put us at 348 job points. So we do have a little bit of a decision we have to make here. Do we want to keep advancing our calligrapher emblem, or do we want to potentially swap weapons to another class? Also, I have no idea why these spell effects are appearing everywhere. I assume this is a graphical glitch? It certainly doesn't seem to actually be doing anything when we touch it. But that's a weird thing, huh? Alright, Nando. Ooh, chicken dinners. Hell yes. I'll take a leg of turkey. I'll take... So mint herb brew is instant health. However, it's an item, so it still takes a turn to use it, and it's a pretty small amount of health. We don't necessarily need to always buy out the basic mint herb brews. If we see any of the upgraded kind, those are probably worth purchasing. Alright, let's just check your inventory again. Feels like we should probably always buy scrolls of teleportation and job change, though. So yeah, we could swap over to another job and start building stuff up. In particular, it's worth noting that our Indomitable Cutter has plus 25% Hunter skill damage, so we could pick up Hunter. I don't remember exactly what's in all the jobs, but we'll have the opportunity to look at them all on the job change screen, so we can figure out what makes sense. I think let's go ahead and job change. Oh, let's use this Butler's Bell. There we go. The Butler's Bell just produces some food for you. Tangledeep curry is garbage. Chicken pot pie and the smoothie both do things we actually care about, though, I think. A chicken pot... Oh, I'm at the bottom of the menu. I was going to say, stuff should have appeared at the top. Boosts your next attack's damage by 300%, and then you're full for 8 turns. Boy, that doesn't seem all that good. I sure do love a chicken pot pie, though. And then the smoothie is a status effect thing? Clears all your negative effects and makes you immune to new ones for 8 turns. That's pretty okay. There are situations where we'll want to use that. Alright, speaking of things we want to use. So we unlocked the Wild Child job recently. Difficulty very hard. Okay, so this job gives you a chance to learn skills from monster. Sometimes monster skills are really, really good. There are some monster skills that it is super fun to have. You do not have a lot of abilities in this job because a lot of it is about learning the monster abilities, so I don't know that this is a good fit for us. Yeah, let's maybe not do this one. How about Hunter? What does Hunter actually have? Obviously, it has a bunch of range stuff, which is not ideal. No penalty for using a bow and melee. Gain 10 charge time when you land a shot with a ranged projectile weapon. Obviously, that's super powerful, but it doesn't really play too well with our giant axe. Hail of Arrows is ranged. A grappling hook, that's a neat toy. Shadow Stalk. So yeah, it's a very ranged focused job, as you might expect. That's a shame. This relic just doesn't really suit us terribly well. This is the sort of thing that you would hold in your hand, holding your main slot. Actually, no, I was about to say hold your main slot and just ignore while you use your ranged weapon, but this game does not have separate melee and ranged slots. You would not actually be able to hold the axe while using a ranged weapon. It's just a weirdly generated item. Okay, so let's not worry about the Hunter thing. How about a job that maybe plays a little bit better with our current dual-wielding focus? So as a brigand, we have a chance to inflict bleed with our melee attacks. And this definitely has a bunch of melee stuff. So there's also some sneaky get-out-of-danger type abilities. Cloak and Dagger does 125% of weapon power, and then also adds a mild bleed. Stuff like this, where we just get to hit with our axe for even more damage than it already does, would be awfully nice to have. Firebombs, yep, firebombs are pretty good. A ranged attack that deals 120% of weapon power as physical and has the ability to crit. Honestly, this would not be a bad fit. But this is all about physical damage and bleeding and stuff. I guess the firebomb does do fire, of course. But maybe we want a class that's melee weapon focused but will play with our elemental stuff a little bit better. I think Sword Dancer is a pretty good example of that, right? Yeah, weapon damage, weapon power as fire damage. So in particular, we care about lightning and shadow and water, right? Because those are the things that we can inflict vulnerability onto enemies. The elements of which we can inflict vulnerability onto enemies. So, Dust in the Wind gives you a lightning strike. Ice Tortoise does water damage. We might fit well as a sword dancer. So each step may extend the duration of Flame Serpent and Ice Tortoise, which are buffs that we can put up on ourselves. Parries reduce all cooldowns by 1 turn. We are offhanding a sword, so as long as we keep a sword in at least one of our weapon slots, we can really take advantage of the parry stuff here. Honestly, let's try to blend what we have now with Sword Dancer. Okay, so, congratulations, you are a Sword Dancer. It reset our job points. All the job points that we had accumulated are still on the other job. If we transfer back to Calligrapher, we'll get our 348 points back. And we keep all of the abilities that we had, but obviously our passives are, what do you call it? Our innates are gone. We hold on to the passives that we learned. And now we just got to build up some more job points and then figure out exactly how we want to build our bar in order to take advantage of all of our things at the same time. But I think that Muse of Melee is going to combine really well with our Sword Dancer stuff. So we particularly care about water, lightning, and shadow damage. Alright, let's go get some job points so that we can develop our thing. Let's also maybe get some health back? You know what, we'll figure it out in there. We're getting to the part of the dungeon where it might be worth really considering getting a pet. Getting a pet that can survive for a while in tough fighting. Okay, looks like there's still an area unexplored over here and down there. I guess I should probably eat something though, right? We should have some kind of effect ticking on us here. So, does this mean that we effectively wasted the job points that we spent getting that emblem, since the emblem no longer works because we're not that class anymore? Yeah, basically. We could switch back to Calligrapher to get its effect if we wanted to, but realistically, yeah, that was a waste of our resources. It's fine. We will get more job points. In fact, there's kind of an infinite supply of them, right? Because the number of enemies in an area is infinite. Hold on, our rumor was for this floor, wasn't it? Yeah, Wild Untamed Mad Chemist prowling Old Amber Station 7. Okay, there's an area up above us as well that we haven't actually searched. Looks like the way we want to get there is wrapping around like this. So while there are effectively infinite experience points and infinite job points available, in practice, it's a little bit more complex than that because you have a limited amount of HP. Right, like there's only so many consumable items, and that's right, ranged attacks. I do actually have to come to them. Well, let's maybe not step into the alchemical gas. Here, we'll fight you from this mist. Nope, he's gonna run away. These things love to run away. Alright, let's drop some spells on him. I'm a little leery of using Shadow Scroll because I don't actually want to increase the shadow vulnerability of this enemy. Maybe we want to Ink Storm? There's enough targets here that this probably won't kill him, but it'll make it easier for us to deal with the littler ones. They can heal themselves, which is part of the reason they make good pets. So they have a better chance of staying alive in combat for a while. Alright, we're starting to get gassed in here. So let's dodge out. He has 40% HP. I'm going to hit him one time. 2%. Okay, 2% is acceptable to me. There is a little bit of a problem, though. If we bonk him now, I'm afraid he might take damage during the fight because these guys do area damage and they might kill him. But if we don't do it right now, he's going to heal himself out of hammer range probably. So I guess let's do it now. And if he dies, I suppose. Yep, he died. So once you bonk them on the head with the mallet, I really should have ordered that differently. It's just going to run away from me forever. How very annoying. Once you bonk them with the mallet and they're in the upside down captured state, they are already considered to be basically like part of your team, and so they are vulnerable to enemy damage. We should capture a mad chemist. That's a good thing to do. We have one more mallet. We can still pull it off. But I guess we'll go up. We'll go upstairs a little bit here. These guys are supremely annoying. Sorry, that's not the button I want. Where are the stairs? They were over here. So okay, they're. I have to go down and around to get them. Okay. Well, we managed to narrowly accidentally avoid that. Oh, he's just gonna summon giant blades on us. That's no fun. Okay, let's go get to the next floor and hopefully find ourselves a new chemist. Hold on, we'll have to fight this guy first. What's his deal? He's a cheerleader and a puller. So a cheerleader increases the stats of other nearby enemies. Obviously, he's not really in a good position to take advantage of it. Okay, we got to heal up a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Should also probably use this butler's bell before I forget. Okay, cookies and also meat kebabs. Meat kebabs, I believe, are a pretty powerful... Yeah, 537 is a lot. Compared to, like, the leg of turkey that we're eating, which only does 305. Oh, hey. It's Muguzmo. Hey, it's not safe to travel by yourself, especially around these parts. Plus, you look pretty beat. Tell you what, I'll let you crash here if you take turns keeping watch with me. No, that's okay, I don't need to sleep. I'm pretty sure if we go to sleep, he robs us. You know what? No, actually, I do need to sleep. Because I do want to refill my health and my thing here. Alright, I'll even take the first watch. You just get some sleep by the fire. Here's the thing. I don't really care about our gold. If he steals some of our items, that would be real bad. But if he just pickpockets me and takes gold, I don't care. That's fine. Wait, some of my money is missing. Oh no. How much of my money? I don't even know how much I had before. We have 3,400. That's whatever. Basically, we just paid a small price to nap. It's like we used an inn in a traditional RPG. I'm absolutely fine with it. Alright, let's try to find ourselves a chemist. A chemist that I can not accidentally kill. Because a mad chemist leveled up can actually be really useful. Ooh, we found the casino. This is not Muguzmo. This is a totally different guy. Dirty bandits, driving all the fat-pocketed customers away. How am I supposed to make a quick buck off some suckers with them around? Oh, didn't see you there, chum. Are you here for the games? Win some tokens, get some prizes, everyone's happy. Sorry, what was that about bandits? Oh, you heard that, did you? Well, those bird boys are a real clam in my gills. Wow, that actually sounds incredibly uncomfortable. They managed to tunnel into the upper level of my fine and reputable establishment, and now they're chasing people away and junking up the place with their crates of food and garbage. I'd take care of them myself if I weren't, managing things up here. Well, it sounds like I could help you with that. So you'll risk your hide to help me out? And I'll bet you expect some kind of reward for it, don't you? Well, you can forget it. You're not getting a coin out of me. Okay, enjoy your bandit-infested attic. Alright, just wait a minute. Alright, chum, you call my bluff. You take care of those bandits and I'll give you something to make it worth your while. The casino can actually be very, very helpful sometimes. And I can certainly run around up here and murder some bandits. That sounds 100% within my skill set. Maybe even more than 100%. Hey, buddy, I'm over here. Pay attention to me. Yeah, again, given the effectiveness of my weapon relative to the damage of my spells, it is probably the case that I should be more aggressive with laying down the spells early so that I can get the buffs, because the buffs help me use the weapon more. You know what, I will say this. Sword Dancer actually combines pretty well with the abilities of Calligrapher, for another reason I didn't really go into, which is that a lot of the Sword Dancer abilities want you to move around during combat, so we'll be walking into our buffs a lot. I hadn't really been thinking about that. We cannot capture the ones with the skulls, sadly. Let's get a little shadow weakness on him. Maybe not stand in the poison gas. Okay, he's being a real jerk with the poison gas. Let's maybe just step out of there for a moment. Right, Orbs of Reverie are not rare at all. We will always have a ton of Orbs of Reverie. However, obviously we would prefer to have, like, Lucid Orbs. Alright, there's definitely something going on in here. We can see the spell effects. Alright, there's a Mad Chemist that we could just capture, provided that we can do this without killing him. Which I'm not 100% confident of. Alright, so if we glide through... Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping to do, is get them to lay down the alchemical gas early. Oh, this is actually dangerous, right? Because of our axe, we're hitting people on multiple sides. Did I really do over half of his health in a single attack? You know what? If he dies, he dies. I'm fine. I'm not going to stress about it too much. We will have other opportunities to get a chemist. We're just too far away for everything. Okay, he pulled us right to him, which I think is going to have not exactly the effect he was looking for. That's really annoying. Stupid tornadoes bouncing us back into the poison gas. This treasure hunter... Okay, there. I was going to say, real weird for a treasure hunter who is entirely a ranged enemy to run up on us like that. But he just hadn't realized that we were fighting yet. Okay, so you see this arrow that's on us. He put on the bullseye effect. We take bonus damage when attacked from that side. So probably actually the smart thing to do right now is that. Now we're not being attacked from the weak side anymore, and I don't want to bother even thinking about capturing him. I just don't think those guys are survivable enough. As you have already noticed probably, a big problem for pets in Tangledeep is survivability. I should remember that we explode when we use items. I'm not making any use of that at all right now, but I probably could be. Okay, this might be a good opportunity to capture a chemist. Let's glide out of that. Hit him once. And then tap him with the spell to push him down below. Here's a concern. He's in the alchemical gas right now. I'm not sure if we bonk him, he might immediately take lethal damage from that gas. Okay, now the gas is over. So we are going to bash him on the head with our remaining mallet, because we have one left, I believe. I guess I could be using this thing more often. Right, the ring of explosions. When I use the mallet, I blow up and kill him. We're gonna have to take off that ring in order to capture pets. Well, that's fine. That's totally doable. Again, I'm not too stressed about getting the first chemist we see. We're gonna have plenty of opportunity to fight these guys. They're a very common enemy type. Alright. 122 bonus job points, and a bunch of garbage. An incombustible necklace of explosions. Well, I mean, it's a necklace of explosions. It would almost have to be incombustible. Otherwise, it's not really a necklace anymore after the first explosion. An extremely combustible pile of metal shards of explosions. Here, put it near your neck. I'm sure it won't hurt at all. So those kids from Battle Royale were wearing necklaces of explosions. Oh, from the scuffs on your armor and the dirt on your face, I take it you took care of the problem? Yeah, easy as pie. Now, about that reward... Yeah, deal's a deal. Here you go. You've unlocked the Gambler job in this save slot. I actually really like the Gambler. We're definitely going to play as that at some time in the near future. And also, 43 casino tokens. So, the way the casino works is they have their own special currency here. And they sell really cool, really powerful stuff for pretty large numbers of tokens. So like we could get Yami's Shard Collar, which is a weapon that I have definitely actually had before. It's super good. Look at all the spirit and energy and everything. And when attacking, gain 20% of your spirit and power and bonus damage. It's a very good caster type thing. But as you can see, these items are not cheap. 60 tokens, 80 tokens. An elixir fills all your stuff up and resets all your status effects. That's pretty good. 200 tokens. So, we weren't given enough to buy anything like totally mind-blowing. But we can quote-unquote earn additional tokens by playing casino games over here with this slime. I'm not going to bother right now, but it's a thing we will definitely be doing later, because being able to buy legendaries and set items is just like an incredibly powerful thing. Okay, also, I suppose we should start spending some of our job points, yeah? So let's have a look at what we actually have here. This slashes through the air to create a hovering line of flames that move with you. So it'll put like, when I use it, it'll put like a fire in these 3 tiles, and then as we move, they will maintain their positions relative to us. Attacking enemies who are in the flames does extra damage, which is cool. It's bonus fire damage on top of our attacks. Wild Horse is a charge that does a bunch of weapon power, can crit, and will use your weapon's element if you have an elemental weapon like our sword. Hold the Moon strikes and disables an enemy in front of you while making a graceful withdrawal. So it's a single target thing. Root the enemy and reduce its damage by 33% for 2 turns, and then lets you pull back. So if you get into a dangerous situation, which we will soon, the enemies are going to keep getting tougher. This is a total lifesaver. Dust in the Wind is just a self buff that increases your parry chance temporarily, and when you riposte, you do bonus damage. Obviously, this is a little bit better with a sword. The whole Sword Dancer, I mean, it says Sword Dancer in the name, right? But obviously, we're going to keep using our axe, so things that are reliant on ripostes are a little bit less exciting for us. Project ki through your weapon to the surrounding air, solidifying it into damaging ice shards. This puts ice shards, like we've seen from some of the legendary enemies, out around us, and then we can crash them into people. Water damage is a type of damage that we sometimes inflict vulnerability to, so obviously that has that utility. Thundering Lion channels your ki into an electric aura. Gain 1 charge per move at the cost of 6 energy, and attack with a melee weapon to unleash your charges for extra damage, or just hold on to them for additional parry chance. So this is one of those things where you want to be walking around during combat a lot. It's pretty good for us with all of the buff tiles we lay down. Phoenix Wing creates a big square area, and every time we walk on a space within the square area, we automatically attack all of the adjacent enemies. It's incredibly powerful and super synergistic with our stuff. Relentless Current unleashes a torrent of water slashes in front of you. It creates one of those like cone attack is going to occur here type areas, and then eventually it goes off. Unconscious Riposte will let us... Okay, riposte whenever we parry a melee attack as long as you're using any melee weapon. Obviously, we want that pretty badly. And Ki Mastery is a passive that restores energy when we crit. I think we probably want to grab Phoenix Wing right now, and then we want like Unconscious Riposte and Ki Mastery pretty soon. We have two of our support ability slots are full, so we could afford to run both of these. That's pretty compelling, actually. So now we have to figure out how we want to rebuild our bar here. Yeah, I was trying to remove a thing. That was weird that it was just like, no, you're not allowed to change your abilities. I want to take this off the bar, please. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, did I just overwrite it? No, I'm just not allowed to touch anything at all. Maybe I can only swap my bars around in town? That's not how I remember it working, but that totally could be how it works. My memory is bad. Alright, let's just wander around this floor for a little while. Let's get loot and stuff. We'll come back to the stairs. So obviously there's a lot of potential flask charges out there, and I feel very strongly about getting all of them. I'm less concerned about the actual like chests and gear we'll find. Mostly I just want to make sure that we are maxing out our flask charges. Rando, did you know your shop is just open at the back? This is not even really a secret area. Okay, so he's selling bows and stuff. I don't care about bows. I do think we're going to take this Pandora's box. So at this point, it probably makes the most sense to just focus on strength for a little while. We don't know exactly what melee weapon we're going to end up with. Probably it's mostly going to be this axe until we find a sword that is better than this axe, and then we're using swords full time. Although I guess we don't need to use swords full time once we have the unconscious riposte skill. You know what? Poison gas doesn't even do that much damage. Well, there sure is a lot of it, though. Alright, so if we swap over to our other bar here, here's what this looks like. So anytime we just walk on one of the feather spaces, we're just getting free attacks. These are not real attacks in the sense that, like, I don't think they trigger the deal damage to all adjacent enemies property on the axe. But they do allow us to walk around and reposition our Sword Dancer effects and gain buffs while still doing stuff as well. So it's a thing we're going to have to... I'm not exactly sure what the best way to manage all of our abilities and movement needs in a fight are, but we are going to want to figure it out, because I think we have here a combination of things that could be really powerful. Okay, crappy book. Spectacles of Toxicity. Not a thing that we're terribly interested in. I'm sure it causes us to do bonus poison damage. Something like that. Either that or it just makes you post on internet message boards way more frequently than you should. Hydrating spectacles. That's good. They just constant eye wash. You know, sometimes you work in a dangerous profession, or you have people shooting clouds of deadly chemicals at your face all of the time. Having an eye wash be the default state of your eyes may be a good idea. Okay, I feel like we've been fairly thorough. There is a big lava pit in this room, and it's possible that there's something out there beyond it. I don't know. I think we can probably just go up to the next floor. Actually, you know what we can do? We can get close to going up to the next floor and go back to town to see if I'm allowed to play with my my skill bars in town. He's very clever, this one. We're about to teleport back in 2 turns. I guess we'll just walk away from him. Oh, hey, there's a wardrobe. You can change outfits into any job from which you've learned at least one ability. Okay, that's... I think this one looks fine. Alright. Here, am I allowed to move my skill bars around? Yes, that's super weird. Okay, we should probably keep forbiddance on the, like, keep it active, but not on the first bar. It's not a thing we actually use all that often. Maybe we should also put our scrolls together. I feel like I should be able to fiddle with this in the dungeon. Yeah. In theory, we might want to have all this stuff available at a moment's notice. Once we have some more Sword Dancer abilities, it's going to get a little bit more complicated, obviously. But for right now, I think that's a fine way to set that up. Give a hearty carrot to a plunderer in buried loot near Old Amber Station 9. He'll give you a scimitar and some... Okay, whatever. I mean, we're going to go through there anyway, so I may as well take it. It is said that the Pandora's box in Old Amber Station owns a powerful item. Oh yeah? Find it and it's yours. Okay, I'll do that. I'll break open a Pandora's box. And discover the bandit storeroom. No thanks. I don't really want to go to the fungal caves. She has another scroll of teleportation. It might seem that I'm over-preparing a little bit here. Just trust me. Trust me when I say... There's going to come a point when we're glad we bought all of this stuff. We probably don't need any more lightning brew. I will buy a bag of grain. That's a pretty useful cooking item that you don't actually find all that frequently. Speaking of cooking items and stuff, let's make sure we come down here when we go back to town and harvest all of our food. Okay, milk, nutmeg, garlic. Probably all good stuff. Probably. And so I really do think the next thing we're doing, we're saving up for the passives. That'll not complicate our skill bars any further, which is definitely a good thing for us at the moment. So I think at this point we're ready to just get back in. Oh, and also the video's over an hour long already, and I should probably stop for the day, but man, it's really easy to get drawn into just like one more turn here. The curse of the video game that is fun to play. I think I probably ought to stop here for today. We have gained just a tremendous amount of power over the last hour or so of gameplay. But that is going to be it for us for today. Come back next time, tomorrow, to see exactly how much we can exploit all this. And we'll see you then.